infamous Menendez brothers, who together murdered their parents in their lavish Beverly Hills mansion 27 years ago, where they spoiled rich kids run amok or enraged victims of sexual abuse.
On August 20th, 1989, Jose and Kitty Menendez were found dead in the den of their own home. There's a group of TikTokers who are trying to raise awareness to release these brothers from jail who killed their parents, named the Menendez brothers. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today, the murderers that I'm talking about is all because I heard that they were trending on TikTok. Even though this happened back in 1989, there's a group of TikTokers who are trying to raise awareness to release these brothers from jail who killed their parents, named the Menendez brothers. I actually had no idea about this story. I had never heard of the Menendez brothers, maybe because it was before I was born. I'm pretty sure that most of these TikTokers who are rallying for them weren't even born yet either when this trial happened. But apparently they're seeing the trials and documentaries later on. I watched some for myself as well because there's two sides to the story, it seems. I'm gonna get into all that and tell you a bit about these TikTokers or what I learned about this group. This group on TikTok calls themselves the Menendez Defenders or Guardians, and their thing is that they don't believe that they should be in jail. They believe that the brothers should be released, even though they did kill their parents. They don't think it was because of greed. They think it was because they were sexually abused and they should have a chance to get out of jail. Before I get into this TikTok group, let's just talk about the story of the Menendez brothers themselves and the story of the murder and the trial. I'll just give you guys the rundown. Lyle and Eric Menendez were brothers. They were only about 2 years apart, and they were convicted in 1996 for shooting and killing their parents in their own home. And it's funny, well, it's not funny. It was weird because Lyle was the one who called 911 and they were super believable, saying that their parents were killed. Only a bit after did they find out that they were the ones who actually did it. During the trial, it was revealed that the brothers claimed they actually killed their parents because they were putting the mom out of her misery and that their father had been abusive their whole childhood, sexually abusing them and doing all this terrible things. And they thought, because they were threatening to expose him for all of these years of abuse, that he would actually kill them. At first, juries were deadlocked and then there was a mistrial. They had to do another trial, a single jury, and in the end, what happened is they were actually convicted and found guilty by this jury, and they were sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. On August 20th, 1989, Jose and Kitty Menendez were found dead in the den of their own home, and they were rich. He was a producer or something, lived in Beverly Hills in a mega mansion. They were living the dream. Kids were living the dream too, or so everybody thought, but things apparently weren't all that they seemed. After they were shot, like I mentioned, Lyle, the older son, is the one who called 911. He was crying hysterically.
Shot? Yes. They were shot? Yes. What happened?
Just saying that his parents were shot and killed.
My mom and my dad. Your mom and dad? My mom and my dad.
And at first, people just thought it was something by the mob, that the mob targeted them. It could have been something about money. So people never thought at first to look at the son. I believe something came up that the boys went to a local store to get guns. These were the guns that were used in the murder. So they put two and two together and the real criminals were revealed. So at first, prosecutors were trying to figure out why on earth they would do something like this. It seems that they were living the life. They were spoiled rich kids. What prosecutors went on saying is the motive was, I believe their dad, Jose, was trying to get them out of the will. Something like that. It was a murder for life insurance and because of greed. That's why kids did it. There was a lot pointing to this because apparently right after the murders or shortly after, the period of time when trial was going on, the boys just went crazy spending money. They were buying Rolexes. This was even in the trials. Lyle didn't deny that he bought a Rolex. They bought Rolexes, expensive cars. They spent the money on gambling and even bought condos. They just blew so much money, even opening a business or something. So obviously that looks sketchy. Later in the trials, things got super emotional, and this was on live TV too. The boys actually confessed that they had been sexually abused by their dad Jose for years and years. This was going on since they were kids.
My dad.
Wait 1 second, Mr. Menendez. Okay, let me ask
No,
you.
he was in the process of answering, so there's no need to ask him.
Can you answer the question?
Yes.
Okay, it was you telling Lyle what?
My dad had been molesting me.
So back in the early 90s, after all of this happened, the trial was massively covered and shown on TV. It was basically a pop culture sensation. It was one of the first to be televised, so of course everyone's watching and talking about it. Millions were tuned in, and this tearful confession of this sexual abuse came on.
What kind of objects?
A toothbrush and some sort of shaving utensil brush.
Back then, sexual abuse defenses were really rare. It was dismissed as a desperate legal tactic, that they were just acting. And there's still people who believe this. Now, as they're reinvestigating the case, now it doesn't seem so far-fetched. Even me, when I first heard that they're blowing the money and stuff, I was like, definitely, they're just some spoiled brats. Once I saw the actual trial and the clips of the brothers admitting to it, especially the older one, it seemed so genuine. It seemed so real, like he was ashamed because he did some stuff to his younger brother himself. It's obvious he would never want to say that to everyone, never mind on live television. I actually feel bad after seeing it. So I guess all of this TikTok stuff is coming out now because of the Me Too movement. They don't want to ignore these allegations of sexual abuse. What if all of this really did happen and the brothers lived such a depressing life, being abused by their father for years and years and years? I mean, I don't think it ever justifies killing your parents. TikTokers think that they have a case and they want to break Eric and Lyle Menendez out of jail. They're even writing letters to the government and release them. And some of these TikTok supporters, and as defenders or guardians as they call themselves, are even as young as 12 years old. I don't know what all of these TikTokers are saying or how many of them there are. They're saying things like they didn't kill their parents for money, they were in fear of their lives. Another one member said they didn't do it for money, a 16-year-old. Another Menendez Guardian member says they didn't do it for money. They didn't do it even because they hated their parents. They just wanted the abuse to stop. So there's a common theme here. I personally believe that the brothers were definitely abused. I mean, they even had a cousin been told years and years ago by one of the brothers that he was being abused. Something that was never supposed to come out. It was like a dark family secret, but it's something I guess he was traumatized as well and found it hard to forget. It all seemed pretty hard to facilitate an entire lie about. The main reporter who has been on this case since the very beginning talked a bit about it. He was saying it's not that they shouldn't have gone to jail. They maybe should have been tried for manslaughter, not murder, because the motives would have been different. After all of these TikTokers who are fighting for the brothers to get out of jail are coming out of the woodwork. The case is trending again. The reporter who was working on the case is hoping that maybe Eric and Lyle will actually get a new trial out of this, and then maybe they will be tried for manslaughter instead of murder. But we really don't know right now. These Menendez defenders say that they will not stop until something is done or that the brothers get another trial, even though it's almost 30 years later. Definitely watch more of the trial or the interviews if you want to see if you believe the brothers or not. You might be convinced, and then maybe you too will become one of the Menendez guardians. I don't know what all that spending was about. Maybe they were just getting revenge, blowing all that money. Anyways, you guys let me know what you think, or if there's anything that I don't know about this case that I should know, drop it down in the comments. Thanks for watching. I will see you guys all next Sunday with a brand new video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Okay, bye.